words, sir. We are privileged to have you as our leader. Your gracious presence means a great deal to us. Going ahead, I would like to invite Sri M. Balasubramaniam, Chairman of IIIT Sricity, on this special occasion. He has 2 decades of experience in the IT industry and has worked with multiple MNCs, including Citibank, Polaris, Dun & Bradstreet USA, and TransUnion USA. He is the founder and director of Higher One India, and founder as well as managing director of Blackboard, one of the world's largest education technology companies, serving 120 million students across 90 countries. He is also managing the R&D Center in India, responsible for product development, and was instrumental in building the CIBIL and the Credit Bureau of Sricity, Egypt, UAE, Dubai, and Nigeria. Please welcome him with an enthusiastic round of applause.
Good evening, one and all. Good evening. No, not enough. There should be some vibrancy. Excellent. Good evening. Namaste, namaskaram. Andariki namaskaram. Welcome to IIIT Sricity, Indian Institute of Information Technology, Sricity. Truly, this is going to be a very, very remarkable moment for all of you in your life, because this is your next phase of your career, right? This is the next phase of your life. So anyway, let me formally welcome you, respected Director Dr. Soumya Jalu, who is also the Director of IIIT Kurnool, respected the Registrar, Colonel Uma Shankar, and our faculty colleagues, Professor Dr. Hrishikesh, Professor Dr. Shiv Prasad, and rest of the faculty members, and most important people in your life, your parents. Today I just had a very casual walk around the hostel. I was just very keenly observing how parents are carrying each one of you, right? Somebody is looking at making sure that your pillow is good. Somebody is wrapping up your cupboard. So nice, very, very heartening to see that. So most important people in life is our parents, those who are present here. And beloved students, we have about 417 of you joining today. I think 364 boys and 53 girls. I think this is one of the largest strength of IIIT Sricity batch, I think so. So, and you all have come from 18 different states. Excellent diversity, I would say. So, from the bottom of the heart, I welcome you one and all to Indian Institute of Information Technology, because you're going to live and breathe for next 4 years. So, which is very, very important for you to feel happy, privileged, and be comfortable here. I'm sure that it's not going to be easy for you, as director ended that. He's going to talk. He talked about it's going to be painful for 4 years. I have a different opinion. This pain is going to be a very sweet pain. It's going to be very soft pain. So nothing wrong in that, but at the same time, life is not easy. It's going to take some time for you to settle down, because you've been pampered by your parents, especially your secondary education is over pampered, right? You would not have gone to school during COVID times. And post-COVID, the kind of transformation was extremely fast. So you also have embraced the other side, which is too much of pampering at home, never seen the secondary school education, your 8th, 9th, 10th standard, and all of a sudden 11th, 12th, there was a huge transformation, right? Very fast transformation. So you see in the other side, and I think you are going to break even here, because any IIT or NIT or IIIT, being a government organization or government institution or part of the government ecosystem, it will have its own pluses and minuses, right? But what is more important is the ecosystem, what has been created for you in terms of having the infrastructure, in terms of having the access to the quality education, in terms of having the access to the best faculty members, in terms of having access to the right industry partners, in terms of having access to the industry leaders, in terms of having access to the technology exposure, the research projects. I think these institutions are going to be the best of the best. Trust my words, because I come from the industry. I'm not an academician. I'm not a professor. I come from my industry, so I mean what I say. My dear friends, you need to understand how this ecosystem is. IIIT, there are almost 21 IIITs in India under the PPP mode, private partnership mode, and there are 26 IIITs put together in India. I would rate this IIIT is very, very unique. Although Professor Dr. Soumyajulu sir is having another IIIT, I'm sure he will also agree, because this is the IIIT that is very, very uniquely created in the country. You don't have any other IIT, any other NIT, any other IIIT like the kind of ecosystem. It is an 8,000 acre campus, IIIT, the Sricity is. And we are in an 83 acre campus. You take any multinational company, starting from your toothbrush, Colgate Palmolive, to your phone, everybody are using phone. The Foxconn is the next adjacent factory. Cadbury's chocolate, you all love Cadbury's chocolate. There is a factory, Mondel's, right? You like driving car, Isuzu car factory is there. Somebody like, for example, you like robotics, you will play with cranes and other things. You have a Cobalco factory. Name any factory, any sector, any vertical, it is there in this 8,000 acre campus. I don't think any other ecosystem in this country has this. So that itself a great opportunity for you to live and breathe here for 4 years, because you will come across various events happening. You may not be part of the event, but you get to know what is happening in these respective sectors. You will get to know what is happening in this whole ecosystem. That itself very, very important for you, because academics is, for me, it is the least priority, in the sense, anyway you're going to get into a college, you're going to study, you're going to score marks, you're going to get your degree, right? So that's always, it's going to be mandated. But what is more important is understanding the ecosystem, right? Getting into the culture, because everybody will say you need to get a good job. Of course, all of our students have been blessed to get a very good salary. In fact, when I took over as a chairman 3 years back, I think the average salary of a student used to be 8.5 lakhs. Then slowly in the second year, last year it was almost like 12 or 13 lakhs. Today, from the director's report, I got to know it's about 20 lakhs. So in about 3 years, it is like more than 130%. So just take this as an example. With 130% CAGR, if you're going to enter in 23 and you're going to get out of the college by 27, probably it could be 250% or 300%. But I wouldn't be a much happy person if you're going to get a 300% salary. You know why? Any guess? I'll not be happy if you're all going to get a good job. Any guess? Any guess? You may be wondering why the chairman of the institution is saying he's not going to be happy. Okay, let me break that. Rather than getting a job and being a very good employee for your company, I wish this batch should be a very good employer by paying salary to rest of the people. That is how the trend is moving towards. And I mean it, because the innovation ecosystem in the country is phenomenal. In fact, I just wanted to appreciate your previous batch as well as your UG3. So I have to appreciate them also. So of course UG3 batch is great, but last batch, UG2, is fantastic in terms of participating in the innovation ecosystem, in the Smart India Hackathon. Various opportunities been given by the whole country. I think the students have done an extraordinary contribution towards their building their capabilities, not only for them but also for as a group of students, as a overall college, overall team, overall batch. That's very, very important for you. And I'm sure this ecosystem is going to multifold, especially the National Educational Policy. We are one of the first IIIT in India to institute National Educational Policy 2020 way back in 21. And we are one of the very few or very first few institute to have the technology business incubator. Right now we have about 19 or 21. How much, Colonel? Any idea? 21, 19 very successful startup going on in our TBI. But only thing is, I don't know how many students are part of it, but I wish from this year, I want the UG4 or UG3 students, even UG2 students, to be part of the technology business incubator. Today, my dear friends, don't think setting up a business or being an entrepreneur is going to be a challenge. Today, without any money, just with your passion, with your commitment, with your thought process, with your technical skills, and of course your humble human being skills, you can easily set up an technology organization anywhere between 100,000 rupees to 1 crore rupees. The government is funding on multiple capacities. So definitely, if somebody has a very unique idea to get into a POC stage, you don't need 1 crore rupees. Easily with about few lakhs, you can definitely get the proof of concept and be visible to the ecosystem, so that the private equities, angel investors, or even the industries today, because there are a lot of multinational companies who visit our institution, they recruit you. They also nowadays looking at co-creation. What do you mean co-creation? When a student during his college phase, you're going to do a startup, you're going to be part of a Smart India hackathon or any other hackathons, win that prize, or even you be part of it and you get into an idea, you have a POC ready, the industry, the company which is going to recruit you will do a co-creation. That itself had a very big value system, my dear friends. So again, I just wanted to touch upon few things because of course technology is always important. The days have gone where technology used to be vertical, today it's horizontal, right? So interestingly, everybody would have come across all the emerging technologies that's been spoken for the last decade, I would say, last 5, 6, 7 years. We've been talking about AI, ML, we're talking about AR, VR, MR, mixed reality, we're talking about 3D printing, IoT, all these things. But please remember, friends, I'm not saying those are not important, but by the time this batch passes out in 27, these technology won't exist. I bet you. I'm not joking, I bet you. So what is more important is I'm going to tell you which are the technologies that is going to be emerging in the next decade, I would say, especially when this batch is going to pass out. At the same time, ensure your fundamentals are learned very, very strong. Do not miss your fundamentals. I'm not saying that you all have to be a gold medalist, but ensure you focus, have commitment to what your professors teach you. And fortunately, we have brilliant professors. I think our professor was mentioning, no, professors will scold you. Definitely they won't scold you. They're all very, very young, energetic, very, very happy faculty members. I had a chance to interact with them quite a few times. So they are like very, very friendly. Of course, they won't show that friendship during your evaluation and your test process. But rest of the time, I assured, they'll be very friendly. I'm sure they will be happy to step up and help you and support you. So there are 95 valid technologies that have been identified by the industry experts, dear friends. About in the month of January 2023, the World Economic Forum have formulated a committee of 60-member committee from different countries across the world, from different domains. 95 technologies have been identified, and finally 10 has been chosen on these parameters, because this is very important for you to know these parameters. One is people. I think what Professor Somyaji sir mentioned is very important. He mentioned upon don't waste food, don't waste water, sleep well. Whenever time permits, you can study also. That is my version. But most important is the fundamental things. When I say people, I think that each technology will always enhance the security and dignity. That is very, very important. So the security and dignity is directly linked towards spanning areas such as food security, access to clean water, improvement in healthcare outcomes. I think these are the three things which Professor Dr. Somyaji very colloquially he mentioned. Don't waste food, don't waste water, and sleep well. This is what the World Economic Forum is giving a thought process. The first metrics is people. The second metrics is planet. Okay, so basically the participant gauge that extent to which when we say technology can protect and restore our planet. Basically you see the sustainable development goals of our United Nations. It's all into green, carbon emission, right? So protecting our planet is very important, and technology is going to play a fundamental, phenomenal role for the second metric. The third metric is very important, prosperity, where all your parents, our ecosystem, your relative, friends come into picture, because that is very, very important, because any solution, anything that you work, you need to see from the shoes of your ecosystem. Okay, don't be selfish in thinking whether I'm going to be successful on this thing, prosperity. Fourth one is industry. Because end of the day, without industry, we can't be successful. Okay, you may develop a wonderful product, you may develop an excellent thing, but who's there to consume? Industry has to embrace it, right? So embracing the industry is the fourth one. The fifth one is equity. Finally, the potential of these technologies is promote the global society, equitable in everything you do. So these are the 5 metrics where the World Economic Forum has emerged, has come out as 10 emerging technologies. I'm going to read out these 10 emerging technologies. I'm sure other than 1 or 2 would not have heard it, because for me, when I went through this whole system, the report, for me it was so surprising, because beyond 4 of these technologies, I couldn't even visualize how it would look like over a period of time. The first one is flexible batteries, right? Again, batteries related to electric vehicle, saving power, at the same time not causing damage to the ecosystem, carbon emission, I mean multiple things you can relate. So flexible batteries. Number 2, generative AI. I think that's the biggest thing going around the last 8-9 months. What do you call? ChatGPT, generative AI. That is the second important technology. Of course, you're going to specialize in AI, ML, definitely. I'm sure there is going to be less selection of cyber security and data science. Don't do that. I will touch upon that later. But generative is going to be the second thing. Third one, sustainable aviation fuel. Sustainable aviation, even I don't know what it is, I need to figure out. Sustainable aviation fuel. Don't think that these things do not relate to you, because as I said, technology is in a horizontal. So irrespective of any sector, what you are going to undergo for the next 4 years is going to be common, right? The fourth one is designer pages. Designer pages. Fifth one, metaverse for mental health. You know metaverse, right? But it's going to be for mental health. Sixth one, wearable plant sensors. Wearable plant sensors. So protecting the environment. Wearable plant sensor. Seventh one, spatial omics. Even I don't know. Of course, spatial we can relate it to something with space, but spatial omics, right? And eighth one, flexible neural electronics. Flexible neural electronics, okay? And ninth one, sustainable computing. The 10th one, AI facilitated healthcare. I think among this 10, I think the AI facilitated healthcare and generative AI is something been already commonly used by every college, every industry, every student. But these 10 are going to be the emerging technology for next 1 decade. Probably this may change next year also, we don't know that. But probably it will have some correlation towards these top 10 priorities identified out of 95 different technologies which was formed by World Economic Forum last January 2023. Right? It was so boring, right? So let me switch the gear. So what is more important for you guys? Ensure that you call your parents every day. Right? Will you call? Anybody who will not call your parents every day? Oh, I'm so happy. So call your parents every day, talk to them, because more than all of you, of course, you will have a great time. After 2-3 weeks, you will have your own friends, you will have your own gang. But the people who are going to miss you more than you is your parents. Just talk to them, give them a comfort feel. Although you are not so happy, just tell them you are very happy. Your food may not be good. Tell that you ate a very good food. Okay, so make sure that they are comfortable, because if their happiness is there, automatically your happiness will be there. So ensure your parents are very happy and you talk to them. Right? There will always be challenge in hostel food, right? When you get into an hostel, of course, the food committee is managed by the students, and our registrar and the administrative team is so much committed to change the food. In fact, today we all had food of the hostel only. So don't worry, it's a good food, but you feel free to be part of the committee, and any challenges, there will be always challenges, because it's not possible to make happy everybody, but definitely it has to be a quality food, so ensure that that's there. A lot of yet to build a compound wall, that's what the discussion I had today, but still you have a lot of open spaces. Go and build. We are planning to put some artificial playground for playing shuttlecock, badminton, tennis, football and other things. We are planning to do that in next couple of quarters. So till such time, it's all your place. Feel free to play. Develop your communication skills. That's very, very important. Today, fundamentally, the big challenge for India is leadership. And the big challenge for the leadership is communication skill, right? So communication, not just only orating or speaking, but what has to be communicated with whom at what time, right place. Those things really matters a lot. For your success, most important is communication. So ensure that you build that communication skill. I think we have an English paper, we have an English lab, we have an English faculty member. So try to build that. Apart from that, we also have another separate session, I think, in English. So ensure that your communications are built. Be part of semester-long projects. So don't wait only for your final project. At least even from the completion of your first year, from second year, whenever you have a vacation, feel free to get into some internship with some of the reputed companies, or even startup. Not necessarily it has to be reputed companies. Anybody who helps you to learn something is always reputed. Reputation is for you, not for the company. So ensure that you be part of such internship, but even at the beginning of second year itself. And follow the technology trends. Very, very, very important. I'm not saying that, see, I've come across many students who may not like to code at all, but they would have completed their successfully a first classer and distinction outstanding in computer science or any other thing. But don't worry about that. Don't take too much of pressure on coding or technology, but follow the trends. You know how the trend is going on. That is very, very important. You should be able to, you cannot derail yourself from the technology trends, right? So that's very, very important. See, I'll give one example today. In those days when I was doing my computers, it was COBOL, Pascal, Fortran, DBase, and so on and so forth. And then C language came. And over a period of time, then Java, .NET, and other thing came. But then slowly we moved out of C and C++ and C#. And today Python and hell lot of languages are keep growing, ChatGPT and AI and so on and so forth. But today, I'm ready to pay 30 lakh rupees for a 5 years experience C language person, C or a C# person. So that's so long story short, what it means, do not degrade the technology. Always what you learn today is going to be helpful at some point in time. So do not get carried away only with the latest technologies and leave about the old one. Another important, how many of you are in LinkedIn? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, at least about, I could see about 12, 13 people. The day today you finish your induction, today or next 2, 3 days, go and enroll yourself in LinkedIn. Okay, and also connect with me. My LinkedIn is Bala MS. I'm just kidding. But you connect with all the faculty members. But very, very important is LinkedIn. That is going to help you to shape your career, because irrespective of whether you browse Google, you use internet, you use anything, this LinkedIn is going to factor the right information for you in terms of your areas of technology, the industry that you like, the leader you like, the trends that you want to watch. So you go with Instagram, you go with Facebook, you go with everything. Spend some little time, like our professor said, do not waste food, do not waste water, sleep well. And I said, whenever possible you study, right? Likewise, whenever possible, go through LinkedIn, carry LinkedIn. That is going to have a phenomenal value for you. And other important thing, most important, connect with your seniors and alumni. That's very, very important. Once you get into LinkedIn, easily you will connect with your alumni. Their experience here may be a little different, but they're all in a very good place. And I'm sure you hear all these stories. Nothing wrong in hearing stories, because Indians always like hearing stories and giving stories. So do that. That's going to be helpful. And especially connect with the senior folks, because they will definitely challenge share their challenges. Those challenges are your opportunities. Those challenges are your solutions, right? You can do much better. With all these things, last year I said 2 things. The last 2, 3 years I've been telling the same thing. But those things are very, very important, close to my heart. One is a small personal story.